How strong is Levi Ackerman without ODM gear? Today I will be debunking Levi Ackerman to give an accurate scaling of his powers with and without ODM gear. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel for similar content and to leave a like. Also comment below the character you would like for me to break down next. Levi Ackerman, also known as humanity's strongest soldier, is by far strongest human in Attack on Titan. He comes from a bloodline of superhumans once thought to exist only in legends told by the royal family, also byproducts of Titan science. The Ackerman clan is an Eldian family living within the walls. Traditionally, they were a bloodline of warriors that protected Eldia's king, but were persecuted to the brink of extinction after refusing to follow Karl Fritz's ideology. Only 2 known members are left. The Ackermans lived in Eldia prior to the erection of the walls. They were the accidental result of the Eldian Empire's experiments with the subjects of Ymir and Titan science. They were designed to protect Eldia's king, and acted as the monarchy's right hand, entrusted with the survival of their people. After the Eldian Empire collapsed during the Great Titan War a century ago, the family moved inside the walls that King Fritz created for the Eldians to live in. When the king erased the memories of the people inside using the power of the founding Titan, the Ackermans were among those immune to it. The others included the Asian clan and those who would later become the noble families inside the walls. However, along with the Azumabito family, they rejected the king's idea of peace and turned their backs on the monarchy. Fearing his inability to control them, the king persecuted them, bringing both races to the brink of extinction. In the end, the head of the Ackerman clan offered his own life to ensure the survival of the bloodline, and was executed. The rest of the generation avoided telling their children about the world before the walls in order to protect them from the monarchy's purge. As a result, the following generations grew up without that knowledge. Nevertheless, not even this stopped the oppression on them. Several generations later, the Ackermans were still being pursued, and some of them sought refuge in the underground city. Others fled to the mountains at the edge of the wall, but someone got in the way of their business, which made them stay poor. The purge only truly stopped after Yuri Rice, the king at the time, met Kenny Ackerman when the latter tried to kill him during an assassination attempt. The former apologized for the actions of prior monarchs against the latter's family, stopped the persecution, and accepted Kenny as his right-hand man. The Ackermans have an awakened power displayed by some members of the clan. Levi Ackerman describes it as knowing exactly what needs to be done, and it lets the Ackermans exhibit physical abilities much higher than the average human. Aaron Yeager learns from Zeke that this is because they were the result of the old Eldian Empire experimenting with the subjects of Ymir. They can manifest the power of the Titans as humans, without becoming a Titan or inheriting any of the 9 Titans. When awakened, the Ackerman in question gains the combined battle experience from every single Ackerman before them via paths. Levi asks Mikasa if she thinks Kenny might be related to her since they share the same last name, Ackerman, but she does not directly answer. She only knows that her father's family was persecuted, and not the reason why. Levi then asks her whether she experienced a moment when she felt a sudden power awaken inside her. Upon confirming this, Levi tells Mikasa that he and Kenny also experienced such moments in their lives. In his early days of the underground city, Levi, who is the son of Kukul Ackerman, a prostitute who worked in the underground and was made pregnant by one of her clients before dying a few years after he was born. One day, Kenny Ackerman, Kukul's older brother, came to the city to see her only to find that she was dead. There, he found a young and malnourished Levi sitting in front of his mother's bed. Kenny decided to take care of him, which was a rare side of compassion from him, being that Isayama created his character based off Trevor Phillips from the popular game GTA V. He raised Levi as well as he could, teaching him knife skills for hand-to-hand fighting, although it is in a named form, also taught him social skills, and even different kinds of violent behavior. Levi's fighting style should be a military-based martial arts like CQC or Krav Maga, but not on a mastery level since Levi's level of knife fighting is unlisted. As a quick and nimble soldier, Levi also performs parkour training in mixed martial arts as a part of his combat training. Whether he's fighting a Titan soldier or the female Titan, Levi has the skills to dominate any battle he's in with his physical abilities. Kenny appeared to have some respect for Levi since he called him his pride, and though he respected Levi, his dream appeared to be killing him. The meaning behind their similar last names implies a familiar relationship. However, Levi was unaware of his last name until he was told by a soldier, though he was not surprised by him being an Ackerman. It is later revealed that Kenny was Levi's uncle, who took care of the latter after his mother, Cookel Ackerman, died. After teaching Levi how to fight, he abandoned him, feeling that he could not be a good parent to Levi, and because one day, in the subterranean city, Levi started a fight which he won easily. At that moment, Kenny decided to leave him behind, satisfied that he had taught Levi the skills he needed to survive. Levi also has inherited the combined skill of every Ackerman that lived before him from his connection to the path of the Ackermans. Later, Levi became a notorious thug in the underground but eventually left the place to join the Survey Corps. Although he was at odds with Erwin, he ended up becoming one of his most trusted men. Before Levi joined the Corps and shortly after joining, he refused to take orders from anyone. He was the leader of a group, and though he placed a great trust in his comrades, something he would later do with his subordinates, he fights with Mike Zacharias after being perused by multiple Survey Corps members and is about to overwhelm him before being stopped by Erwin Smith, due to the other members of Levi's crew being captured, resulting in Erwin recruiting him to the Scouts. However, after he joined the Survey Corps, he came to greatly respect Commander Erwin Smith, whose orders he follows willingly because he trusts in Erwin's vision for the Corps. Renowned as humanity's strongest soldier, Levi is widely respected as the best user of vertical maneuvering equipment. He has demonstrated such mastery with the vertical maneuvering equipment that he was able to incapacitate the female Titan on his own and subdue the Beast Titan on 2 separate occasions. Levi also uses a distinctive fighting style that involves holding his right sword backhanded with the blade facing out and being behind him instead of in front of him. By doing this, the blades cut in a circle around him, giving him the ability to utilize spinning attacks, which allows him to maintain momentum for relentless strikes while also enabling him to use his stamina and strength efficiently. Aside from his extraordinary battle skill, Levi has shown a profound ability to quickly analyze situations and make calculated decisions in the heat of battle, which has given him the ability to save himself and his comrades on many occasions. As seen when he understood fighting the female Titan was a lost cause due to her hardening abilities, and saved Mikasa when she recklessly tried to attack the Titan's nape. Levi without ODM gear is a good hand-to-hand fighter. I wouldn't call him great because he hasn't shown a natural ability for hand-to-hand fighting, and seems more talented with ODM gear than hand-to-hand fighting. However, I will still be breaking down his hand-to-hand feats for fans who want the information scaled. Levi repeatedly kicked Eren when he was in court, knocking several of his teeth out of his mouth. However, although the kicks were hard, Eren never went unconscious from the onslaught of kicks. Many fans believe this is due to Eren's regeneration, but Eren was not regenerating during the attack, only after. Levi in another scene attacked Eren and Jean to silence their bickering, causing both of them to vomit the food they had just eaten, but again were knocked unconscious. When Levi held the serum that could change a human to a Titan, and had to pick between Erwin or Armin, Levi backhand punched Eren once again, knocking his teeth out of his mouth, sending him flying. Time skip. Levi kicked time skip Eren after Eren's invasion of Marley, sending him flying across the ship into a wall, which I would call his best AP feat since Eren was bigger than him at this point in time, and still being able to send him flying without awakening his power. Yes, I know about him kicking the Titan, but I will further debunk that feat and why it should be considered an outlier, since fans think Ackermans have comparable strength to Titan shifters, or even regular Titans. The reason this feat is an outlier is because Levi propelled himself forward to perform the kick using ODM gear, which further boosted the kinetic energy the kick generated. Non-Chappa shifting Titans also weigh much more less than they appear, meaning it would take less energy for them to be knocked back by an attack. This is backed up by the fact Levi broke his ankle when trying to jump off a swipe attack from Annie when defending Misaka. If Levi was comparable to Titans, he would have tanked the swipe or knocked her arm away rather than suffer an injury. He also wouldn't need to use ODM gear or weapons in general to cut the nape and damage Titans, since his attack potency would be comparable to a Titan's. Levi with ODM gear is in a class of his own. He is the best user of ODM gear in the series. Levi did not learn to use ODM gear through any kind of cadet or scout training, and was instead self-taught with gear likely stolen from military police. For a time, the stolen ODM gear helped Levi and his friends conduct their robberies while living in the underground. As stated before, Levi has an unusual fighting stance that involves holding his right sword backhanded with the blade facing out and being behind him instead of in front of him. By doing this, the blades cut in a circle around him and give him the ability to utilize spinning and other rotating attacks, allowing him to maintain incredible speed and agility while fighting. At the same time, this helps him keep his energy up without wasting stamina and strength needlessly, enabling him to fight for longer periods of time and take multiple targets out simultaneously. This reverse grip technique may have been inspired by Kenny Ackerman's lessons on knife wielding, in which Levi learned at a young age how to hold a blade in a reverse grip. Captain Levi has the total amount of Titan kills, with a total of 58. He easily beat the B-Titan 3 separate times, and would have killed him each time if he didn't need Zeke alive to get information out of him, severely damaged the female Titan Ninja Titan, and also shattered the Beast and Warhammer Titan's hardening ability with Thunder Spears. Levi is also the fastest character in the series and has shown time and time again to not have a match, including other Ackermans. When faced against humans with the same ODM gear experience, Levi has still shown to be the best. He was ambushed by his uncle Kenny, who taught him everything he knows and was able to escape being ambushed. Levi is shown able to dodge bullets with use of ODM gear, and would easily be able to them without it. When the Beast Titan crushed boulders and used the fragments as projectiles, he broke the sound barrier, and the anime showed Levi's point of view, which perceived the rocks in slow motion, as Levi watched his comrades be slaughtered by the oncoming rocks. This only applies to Levi because he's shown time and time again to blitz Annie, Zeke, and Porco all before they can move their eyes. However, it can possibly be viewed as an outlier, since Levi couldn't react to the Thunder Spear, which exploded on him at direct range. Levi's durability should be higher than his attack potency. Levi has shown many times he can easily overpower the human version of Aaron. In the Science of Attack on Titan book, it stated that ODM gear moves the user at 227 miles per hour, 101.478 ms. ODM users can land on hard surfaces with no damage at all while moving at high speeds. If you calculate the durability Aaron would need to tank landing on walls using ODM gear, he has a durability of at least 324,380 joules. Levi's AP is higher since he has knocked out his teeth many times, sent him flying and caused him to vomit on another occasion. Mike, when he ambushed Levi, destroyed a large portion of a wall without using explosives, knocking Levi through a large section of 14 to 16 crates sitting on a wagon, which all were destroyed after the collision. This feat is done before Levi is even a soldier, and only has the years of training Kenny gave him. Mike's wall slashing feat should scale to at least wall level, plus based on the sheer size of the hole he created, but he is using ODM gear, so this is line with the attack potency of ODM gear, which can damage the strongest Titans without hardening. Levi was then seen crashing into the crates. Since Battle's wiki has the destruction values for equal measured crates, assuming there is at least 14 crates, and using the median measurements, the total amount of force from the tackle is at least 1,451,100 joules, making Levi 4.47x more durable than human Aaron. Before joining the Scouts or Awakened Power, he likely is 5 to 6 times more durable than Aaron at his peak. Levi was also able to kick the wooden door leading to Aaron's father's secret basement off the hinges after the key they found didn't work. My final scale for Levi will be consisting of scaling him with his ODM gear, also without his ODM gear. Levi's overall physical scaling without ODM gear is wall level with peak human movement speed, and hypersonic reactions and combat speed. His attributes are boosted with his awakened power, and should be the physically toughest human in Attack on Titan. His lifting strength should be comparable to or superior to Mikasa, who could carry several large boxes and steel girders by herself. All scouts also should have at least class 1 lifting from needing to be able to lift this much to be able to handle the force exerted on his body by the 3D gear. Levi has formidable physical strength, which is no doubt evident by his mastery of the vertical maneuvering equipment. Despite his small stature, his body is well built with heavy muscle, making him very strong and easily able to defeat his opponents. At one point, as I mentioned before, Levi intercepts one of the female Titan's attacks by using her hand to launch himself towards her mouth before she could hit Mikasa. This does not stop him from injuring himself though, as he broke his ankle. Now, with his ODM gear, Levi should scale to city block level with subsonic movement speed and hypersonic plus reactions. Levi is obviously a lot stronger and faster with his ODM gear and thunder spears. He can slaughter any Titan he is faced with and has shown to be able to damage even the strongest Titan shifters with ODM or thunder spears. For comparison, I made a list of characters I believe that Levi can defeat barehanded as well as with his weapons, and characters I think he loses to, also listing the difficulty he either wins or loses said fight. Let me know in the comments who you want me to break down and scale next. Don't forget to leave a like and share this video with other Attack on Titan fans.